Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Today we have an amazing topic and even before just introduce about it, let me welcome my two guests here in the studio. Hello, all are ladies, both of them are ladies today.
Yeah.
Let me start with our guests. Hello Miriam.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Would you please introduce yourself for people who don't know you?
Okay, hello everybody. I'm Mary. I live at Chibitoki and I'm still a student. And I came here really just, I was curious to be here in this place a long time, but today I'm here. I thank God because I like just to speak like a white person, even if it's so difficult for me, but I try to do my best.
Amazing, you're gonna make it, don't worry. Yeah. Okay, Kelly, how are you doing today?
Hi Patrick.
You feeling good?
I'm good.
Awesome. So, hey guys, I'm not even going to introduce about our topic. So let's watch this short video, then maybe we can understand, all we'll be talking about, all what we be surrounding with after the short video.
Honorable Président, même si vous dites que est puni de la peine de mort celui qui aura plusieurs femmes, Honorable Président, prévoyez assez de munitions pour nous exterminer. Nous n'allons pas céder. Les hommes sont prêts à mourir pour ça. Les femmes sont plus nombreuses que nous. S'il y a un taux de suicide très faible ici en Afrique et surtout au Congo, c'est puisque nous arrivons à nous occuper de 2 ou 3 femmes. Donc il n'y en a pas beaucoup qui sont délaissés. Pas besoin de suicide, pas besoin de détresse.
Well, as you can see, from the video, it's about, a parliament, assembly in one of the neighboring countries, not even so nearby, but it's in Brazzaville, Congo, and that's parliament guy was, saying we cannot, stop polygamy in our country, and the law there allows it. People men can have more than one wife. Yeah. For those who don't understand, polygamy is the fact of having more than one wife. And we have many countries, West Africa, mostly like Burkina Faso, like Togo, Mali, whereby, men are having a lot of wives. So can we end polygamy in Africa? What do you think about that? Are you for polygamy? Are you against polygamy? That's the question, because there's obviously one's against, another one is for. Because, most Muslims, they are allowed to marry more than one wife. So let me start by Mary.
Okay, thank you very much. Really, here, we can stop polygamy because when you try to see, even this polygamy started for nation times. And when you say that you want to stop it, this is something impossible. But we have just like, as I said from before, the Quran says that you have to marry a woman that you like, but it can be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. But if you fear that you may not treat them fairly, you may not treat them equally, you have to marry only one. And this is not obligation. This is not obligation rules, but it is permissible, an act of special circumstances in the nation times. And another thing to really, just Islam said, really when just that all 4 wives, you must just treat it, you must be treated equally. As you treat like your first wife, you can treat even the second wife like that. But really, this something shows us, like a man, you can find really to control just your behavior is so just difficult for you. You have to marry. Instead of going outside to look for like a prostitute and another person you can marry, it can be something good.
Wow, thank you. And Kelly, what's your take on that?
Obviously, I'm against.
Okay, come on.
I just can't even find words to justify this, but I am against polygamy. Even our law doesn't allow to have more than one wife. Marriage is between a man and a woman, but for the Islamic law, maybe it's allowed. But here in Burundi, the constitution doesn't allow to have more than one wife, so I'm against. It's not in our culture.
Yeah. Are you sure it's not on our culture?
I know.
Yeah,
Let me
you're
tell
sure?
you. The culture here in Burundi to have more than one wife was for kings, and it was for reuniting kingdom. So the king had to take more than a wife in clans, in tribu, so that the country may be united. It was not because he wanted so. No. It was for politics.
Yeah, sure. You're saying it was, for political reasons.
Purpose, yeah.
However, we are even, witnessing people not, like who are doing it undercover. They are hiding themselves, but you find they're not satisfied by one wife, and then they do it. That's why I wonder sometimes, what if we legalize it and we make it legal?
So you mean that polygamy is in the DNA of man?
I'm just asking.
No, it's not true. It's not true. That's lust. When you have lust, even when you have 4 wives, 5 wives, it will never end. It's like Solomon. Solomon, he took 1, 2, 3, several wives. It's lust. It's not because you love them, you want them. It's lust.
So what do you think about those men who just do it, in a hidden way?
I told you it's lust. It's because you have men love lust. Some men, of course, but the Lord created just 1 wife for Adam, Eve. He didn't bring 2 wives or 3.
Well, Mary, you are referring yourself to the ancient time.
Yeah.
What do you think about now? Do you think it's really relevant to today's world to have more than 1 wife?
Yeah, even now it can be. Yeah, if you want to really, it depends on you. It depends on you. As I said from before, you must just treat it all equally. But when you see that you are not able to do it, you are not able to do it, you can just stop. But when you see that this one is not sufficient for me, you can look for another person. Yeah, it can be good, because when you try to see just like a prophet of nation time, Ibrahim, Solomon, David, they had more than 1 wife. But when you want to do something like that, it can be good.
So what are the reasons behind, according to you, for a man to look for more women?
Really, the reason behind, there is many reasons. Because when you try to see nowadays, you can find that nowadays women are so many. When you try to see boys are so few. And they do something like that because when they see that boys are so few, you find that time they are going just to spoil something. They have just like when you see that you are a boy and you want just to do something like that, don't let to do, because that time you are going to look for another person outside. It's not good. That time you are doing a sin. You have to look for someone who will be satisfied for you. Yeah, it can be good.
Well, thank you for your input, by the way, because that's, was my next question. You anticipated to the question that I was about to ask Kelly. As the statistics show, women are more than men. So don't you think
51% here in Burundi?
51%.
Yeah.
Don't you know that 1% is higher? Like it's good for men, because men then are 49%. So don't you think sharing is caring?
Patrick, are you
come
serious?
on, come on. Can you answer the question, please?
You're just not being serious.
Come on.
Sharing is caring.
Yes, that's a question to you.
Please, we have to share food. We can share clothes, but we can't share men or women. Please, no.
Okay.
It's 1 man for 1 woman. Sorry for those who
will miss that.
who will miss. I'm sorry, but you can't tell me that because of the numerous women here around who don't have men, we should share. No. We can't share love. It's impossible. But the reason behind is that men love lust. They really love. Some men, they have lust. You see a woman walking around with almost naked, you want her. Then you want to marry her. It's not love. I don't think that you can love more than 1 person. I don't know. I have a question for Mariam, please.
Yeah,
Can I?
on.
Thank you, Mariam. Do you think that a man can love the same way 4 wives, 4 or more wives.
Yeah,
That's
can
very
love the same way. Can love, because you know that when you give this one a time, you have to give another person a time. If you come just to sleep in this room today, you can sleep tomorrow to another person. Yeah, this is how I can say, because you see that because a man is just a man is responsible for the financial security for his wives. When you try just to see like you can just spend a lot of time. You can just spend a lot of time for your wife, your first wife, and you spend in quite of amount of time, in quite of amount of money for your wives. Yeah, it can be good, but when you see that you have 4 wives, yeah, you have all, you can satisfy all. When you can just.
But maybe, excuse me to interrupt you, but maybe there will be that one who is your favorite. You have friends, don't you?
Yeah.
You have, or for instance, 4 friends, but there is that one you love more than others. Don't you think that it can go?
Yeah, there is that one you love for others. Yeah, so, something I can say, that the first wife can be just the same of the second. Nah, the first wife is the first wife. You can love the first one more than others, but
it's not nice.
Yeah, it's not nice.
Let her finish, please. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not nice. But when you love this one, really, yeah, you can love this one more than others. But apart from that, you can love even others there. Yeah, it can be good, but this one is the first and will stay the first. That is the Quran say. Really, when you try just even to see the Quran, you can just deny about the Quran say, because me, I just see even the Christian, because this is not the Islam is not the first religion come up to this idea. When you try to see even the Christian there, even the Bible there is, but they hide it. They don't want just to say it. I don't know the problem is what, but according to me, Muslim, I know really in the book of Muslim there is just a sentence shows that really here you have to marry like 4 wives. 4 wives is enough for you. Yeah, you can just.
Well, I have just one question to put to you, because we're talking about polygamous men, and we can also talk about polyandrous. I don't know whether you understand polyandry, the fact of having, like, for you are a woman, then you can have more than one husband. Do you think that also can be possible for you?
Yeah, this can be possible for me, but for women is not just good. But when you see that like your husband died, you don't have someone you can give you everything that you want. Yeah, you can get married. But when you are still having your husband, you can't do something like that. You have to stay with one person.
Well, that's a no question to you, because I know you can't you can't allow that nonsense, right? You say it's nonsense to you, I know.
I just can't imagine that this happening.
Well,
woman having several husbands. I just can't. It can't get in my mind.
Well, just a simple question to you. Mostly when men are rich, sometimes you find they're marrying more than one wife. So don't you think sometimes also richness can cause that? Like, because like we have here in some parts of the country, countryside, whereby when there's some seasons whereby they're like having a lot of cars, they are cropping, they are in the production period, then they see here and there, they find other women, other wives. So don't you think also having a lot of wealth can be the root of people getting more wives?
So in Western Africa countries, to have many wives is associated to wealth. Having just one wife means that you are a lower
man.
Yeah, You are not rich. You don't have money. You can't be able to take care of them. In those countries like Niger, Mali, Burkina, Muslim countries, to have money equals to have many wives.
It's not even only there. Some people do it here in the country.
Yes. It's not official here, but
Yes,
there, once you get money, you have to have numerous wives. You have to, if you want to be considered in the society, you have to have many wives. Even here in Burundi, the persons we called abatwari, they had many wives because of
then it's
wealth.
becoming
Yes.
part of the culture then.
Yes, somehow because of wealth.
All right.
Yes, because when you had lands in what we call I don't know if we can call it natural regions. For instance, in
Like what, Kirimiro?
for instance, the son of the king could have a land in Kirimiro, but living
In Bugesera.
in Bugesera. You had to have a wife who would be there to take care of your land. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me ask Mary. Sometimes we say that men from Muslim religion, they are allowed to have more than one wife till to the fourth one, and then they say they have to be treated equal.
Yeah.
In the same way. So don't you think sometimes children who are born from those families are not having the same care?
Yeah, they can having the same care because they first of all they don't live just together. You find what I'm talking about is that they can't live in the same house. Yeah, you have just to provide similar houses. This one is living here and this one is living here. Yeah, it can be just, unfortunately the father just can die, but you can find the children, they are there and they share and they love, they have a love. But really when you try just to see, even if you can have many children and just you give all of them, just you give, like you can find this one he have a mother and this one have a mother. That they can't be something like fighting. They can't be. But if they live the same place, there they can't be just fight. They can just fighting. But when they don't live in the same place, they can't fight. You can find all of things is good.
People also say even I don't know, like the Muslim people, they do that for the sake of helping. Especially they marry widows or they marry women who are in difficult situations, so they help them, they help their families. Yeah. So do you think it's for that they do it, or it's just for their desires? She said lust. They are just lusting, that they see somebody who's beautiful and then they feel like they can marry another person.
No, it's not like that really. It's not like that. It's there when you find someone is doing that. That time really you can find want to help him, want to help her, or another way doesn't want to help her. You find he's getting a marriage of that one. It's because he wants just to protect. He wants just to protect her. Can find that one can meet with many things, many circumstances. You find doesn't have even someone just can help him about financial, about many things. You find he's going just to get a marriage with that one. It's the reason why, the reason behind it's that one just want just to help that one, can just build a family, can find have a children, doesn't have a food, doesn't want just to nourish her children. You find that one is going just to help him, to help her. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And just a question to you: what are maybe the consequences of polygamy? Because I saw you against. What do you think? They are maybe, the bad, outcome of people having more than one wife.
The first thing is that you are sinning, and the consequences of sin is death. The Bible tells that when you sin, expect death. The Lord didn't allow to have more than one wife. Jesus Christ, our Lord. And
You know, excuse me a little bit.
I'm talking as a Christian.
Yeah, sure. Don't worry. But I know also because I'm a Christian as well. But I want to know, like, for people watching us, we have different people all over the world who are watching us. But maybe when we don't dig deeper, because me, I may understand what you're talking about, but I want people also to understand when you say sin equals death. What does it mean? Because I marry another person, but I'm still alive.
Okay.
What do you mean by sin equals death?
Okay. The death I'm talking about is the death of the spirit, spiritually.
But try to exemplify that so as people really
Okay,
understand and get convinced.
Okay, I understand. You no longer have that communion with the Lord. When you have more than one wife, you no longer have a I don't know how to call it. That communion.
Yeah, communion, of course. It's
communion with
the
God.
relationship.
Yeah, the relationship with God, with the Holy Spirit. It's according to Christians. I'm talking as a Christian. And the second consequence is that in the society, you are creating jealousy, frustration. It's a very bad thing. Maybe for the second, the third, the fourth wife, they think that, oh, I have a man, it's fine. But the first one, you're going to create a frustrated woman. When you are a Christian, of course, when she's a Christian, but in Muslim culture, they are raised that way. They know that you can, when you are the first wife, your man can bring more than 2, 3, 4. But in the Christian societies, Christian culture, the first wife is going to be frustrated. And the third consequence is that children, they will never get their father's presence, total presence, I mean. To raise a family, it requires a present father. But when you have 4 women, you will never be able to satisfy those kids, to raise your kids properly. They will lack something while growing. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Just also like almost a similar question, but in a different way. What are maybe the benefits of marrying more than one, wife?
Really, the benefits to marry more than one wife, it can be like, I can say that the benefit to marry more than one wife, it's like there you protect yourself to not go outside, to not go to do something bad there, and the second, and you protect even just your family. You find that one, the benefit, you find really just that time just you protect your family. You protect your family how? You find because all of gays are not the same. You can find this one, the first is just like corrupting you many things, doing something bad. You say that now I have to marry another woman. When you marry another woman, you find that one is going to give you a different idea than the first wife. Yeah, the benefits are there is to not go just outside to look for another prostitute there. You have to marry.
Well, you see, maybe then you are misusing or misspending, the money that you should be using the family in a proper way, then you're using for a prostitute. And when you marry another person, then she come up with new ideas. Maybe then you'll be able to be creative. That's what you say, right? Yeah. And for her, then, the first consequence is a sin which equals to death. I know it's hard for some people to understand. Maybe we'll get an occasion to dig deeper. And also, you will be having children who will not be able to get maybe enough care from the parents because the father will not always be there for them because he'll be like sharing, right? But I know you don't share the same.
Really? I don't share about what this one is talking about. Because me, I just follow in the Quran. The Quran say many things about polygamies, and they restricted strongly polygamy because they know that polygamy is there, and polygamy help many men, help many men. Because when you try to see when we try to see even the generation that we have nowadays, as I say from before, gays are so few gays. And you can find
guys,
even
sorry.
another, yeah.
Guys.
Yeah.
Because gay is something else.
Yeah.
Guys.
Guys, okay.
Yes.
You can find so few. And in that way, the Muslims say now you can just marry even 2 or 3. It can be good because another just guy, they stay at home without getting a marriage. You find someone doesn't get a marriage is so just is feeling bad. You know that when you don't get a marriage, you are staying at home. This is something bad, and that is why the Islam established most important. They established most important. Polygamy is not for every man. It's not for every man. Polygamy is for a man that, as I said from before, you just be treated equally. Be treated equally. If you are not able to do something like that, you can let. Yeah.
Wow. Have you heard that, Kelly? But you don't care about other women who are not married. You say you say that if they miss the chance.
Patrick.
Okay.
I really care. I know it hurts so bad.
Okay.
Yes, I care. But no, even though we say that women are
more than men.
There are young women and there are old women. But please, Patrick, there are also young men and the old men. So old men should stay with the old women, and young men with young women. But mostly, those young women, they say that there are no men. No. It's not the lack of men. It's the lack, maybe, of means to get married. They go to the old one, to the old man, to be the second, the third, or the fourth one.
Well, that's still controversial, so I hope you guys enjoyed this show, and I have to say thank you to everyone who's watching us today. And I want to also thank my guests for being here today. Thank you, Mary, for having you here.
Thank you too.
You're great. Okay. Thank you also, Kelly, for helping me to carry out this show.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. So see you guys. Stay connected with us. This is BNP TV.